Hey guys, I'm back. So I missed you guys all so much. I'm gonna try my hardest not to cry because I already feel myself getting emotional, but just I wanted to start off by thanking everybody for all of their support, patience, understanding. This was such a crazy time because there was a lot of other things that happened either as a result of my son breaking his leg or they just happened to happen during the craziest time of our lives anyways. So I didn't originally plan to be gone for so long. However, the more that we got into, the surgery and doctors and all of that, we realized how bad things actually were. So if you've been wondering where I was and you missed it, my son fell and broke his femur at school. And he broke it in like such a way that they had to basically put a whole rod in his leg from his hip down to his knee with, screws. And they had to make sure that because that's where the growth plates are, it was a little more complicated. So it's just, he couldn't do anything for himself. So even when, we got out of the hospital, he still needed 24-hour assistance. And then when he did start getting a little bit more, self-sufficient, we were going to physical therapy multiple times a week. Plus he had to be on homeschool. So as of right now, he's back at school in person, but he still does go to physical therapy multiple times a week and does still need assistance. But he definitely beat all of the projections because they were saying he wasn't even going to be able to go back to school in person, this school year, and that it was going to take 8-9 months before he would be where he's at even just, I think we just hit 4 months in. So it's been such a blessing that his healing has been doing so well. And I definitely put a lot of that up to all of the prayers and well wishes that you guys have been sending our way. I really, truly appreciate that. And thank you for those who donated, reached out, we're really in contact. I tried to answer everybody's messages. I'm sorry if I didn't get to. Also, I was active on Patreon still, and I was still taking calls. It's just obviously my, time that I had free for things shrunk down so much that I just didn't have time to do YouTube and Instagram and all the other stuff. So I am back. I will still be uploading on a weekly basis, not a daily basis. I don't know when or if that'll ever get to that point again. I'm going to be honest with you. I do post in my Patreon multiple times a day, and I still did during this whole time because if people are paying for my services, I give them their worth. If you did want to join my Patreon, that is the place where we talk about if anybody is a part of the Jacumintati, Illuminati, whatever you want to call it. We got to be careful over here on YouTube. What that even is, what it entails, who's a part of it, what they got to do, all of that kind of stuff. And then we get into a lot of the more deeper spiritual aspects of things. If you just want straight up gossip and, stay on the celebrity entertainment side of things, then stay on YouTube because it is a little dark and very woke. Over on my Patreon, we put all that content over there because obviously every platform is super censored these days. And then that is the only place that I do take requests for videos. So if that's something that you want to be a part of, join the $25 patron tier. That gives you the ability to get 3 videos done each and every month. Plus my Patreons get lives, they get all access to all of my exclusive content. Nothing I ever post on Patreon ever goes over here. It's just 2 completely separate streams of content. Also, I do have a waiting list right now for my appointments. However, every Monday I go through and I see if I can add any appointment times to my schedule, through the week, because obviously that's what's making things so hard, is because our schedule is kind of like all over the place right now with doctor's appointments, physical therapy, all of that. So obviously I don't have as much idea of like how much free time I am or am not going to have every week so far in advance the way that I used to. But if you want to join the wait list, you can do so. That will be on the links down below. And like I said, every Monday I go through, depending on my schedule, I add in more appointment times, and then I will send out the link to whoever is on the wait list. So you're not on there for like a super long time. It's like maybe a few days or a week. It's just so that way I can make sure that I can have time to do everything right now, because I'm only one person. And you know, before everything happened, because I was trying to be as active as possible everywhere, Patreon was a full-time job, YouTube and Instagram were full-time jobs, taking care of the clients for a full-time job, and then just trying to be a human and a mom and all of that stuff took up the rest of the time. So, you know, I'm trying to kind of find a groove again with all of that, but YouTube will definitely get at least one video a week right now. I'm trying to do multiple if I can, but bear with me, because like I said, I've got very limited time. So anyways, let's take a look at something a little bit lighthearted as we come back in, because I don't feel like there would be like a ton of drama with these two, but they did take everybody by surprise. Lisa, why did I say Lisa? Apryl Jones and Taye Diggs. I don't know where the hell the word Lisa, the name Lisa came from. Maybe they're gonna have a baby and name it Lisa. Anyways, or maybe like you guys know, maybe that's like one of their grandma's names or something. That name just got stuck in my head for 1 second there. But, you know, everybody was kind of like, are they together? Aren't they together? This is the most like randomest pairing ever. We had just seen Apryl with Dr. Dre and then Lil Fizz, and there was somebody else that I think that people were saying that she was dating after Dr. Dre. I don't remember who it was though. If you guys remember, like put it in the comments, please. I just cannot for the life of me remember who it was right now, but I do remember there was one person in between, and then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, here comes her and Taye Diggs. But they have like this vibe to them that it works. So I just wanted to see what Spirit had to say in regards to their relationship, because, you know, in a spiritual context, sometimes relationships like this are those bridge or transition relationships that help you heal and get in a better place and sort of prepare you for the soulmate. And sometimes the soulmate is, you know, this kind of situation too, so you just never know. So I already prayed over the cards before I came on camera with their energy in it. I'm just going to give it another quick shuffle and see what Spirit has to say for us. And obviously too, oh, that was another fun part of everything that happened, because I still keep racking my brain if in the chaos of trying to get my son up off the ground when he broke his leg, and then, you know, going in and out of cars and everything, if maybe I dropped my phone. But I will say this, the day, because my phone was doing this real annoying thing where I would run out of storage, but it wasn't telling me I was low on it or I was even running out of it. And it would immediately stop recording whatever I was recording, and then even delete some stuff that I had backed up. YouTube was being slow as hell in December uploading stuff anyways, because obviously everybody and their mama was trying to upload, and I can only laugh about it now, but trust me, I was like about to have a mental breakdown when it happened. I had like a bunch of videos backed up in my phone, and I was trying to get them all uploaded onto YouTube, you know, and it's because I was trying to put up daily uploads during December. And the day that my son broke his leg, actually when I got the phone call to come get him, I was literally setting everything up to re-record 10 videos that had all disappeared off of my phone overnight, because it had deleted all of these pre-records that I had been doing, trying to, you know, do December. So It was a real fun morning to start with, but obviously I had talked about trying to replace my equipment then. Obviously that didn't become a priority because I had to then order shower benches and walkers and, you know, the stuff that you got to put on the incisions after surgery, and medical supplies took precedence. And so I still do have to upgrade my equipment. I had ordered one stand, but obviously I also had to replace my phone because then at some point it just stopped recording altogether. But then other people who had the iPhone 12, I think that's what I had. It's whatever was the one that came out last year. Were telling me that after some update, it was doing the same thing where it wouldn't focus. So it could, like, every time you tried to record a video, within 30 seconds, it would stop recording because the camera itself couldn't focus on anything. So I had to replace that. And so I got the Pro Max, and that's heavier. And so the stand I ordered kept falling down because it was too heavy. So I still have to get new equipment, guys, but that is on the priority list. I am definitely going to, because I finally decided on exactly how I want my setup to be. So now I'm going to, you know, get the equipment for that. But just letting you know, we still got the same kind of janky setup over here. But if you are new here, I'm an actual psychic. I don't need cards, and I read them intuitively. I don't teach people how to read cards anyways. If they're important, I hold them up. My readings are usually accurate, though. My track record speaks for itself. And that was the other thing. I was like, all these readings that I had done were all coming true while I was gone. And I couldn't even keep track of all my predictions because, you know, I was having a hard time trying to keep track of everything that was going on in life in general anyways. So I know a lot of the stuff that I was predicting was unfolding. Okay, let's see. There is a little bit of concern showing up in the underlying energy of, it's like, I think that this is representing April, to be honest with you. She's really making an effort to, and Spirit is saying this is revolving around April's side of the energy. She's trying her hardest to make better decisions and find peace in her life. Like, she feels like she went through a really chaotic time after, you know, her and Omarion split up, which that's normal. I mean, let's be honest. You think you're going to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you have your whole life planned out, you had these kids with them, and then all of a sudden everything falls apart. And not only do you have to find yourself again through all of that, but now you've got to figure out how to parent two little people on your own. And I always took her and Fizz being together more of like, that was the closest safety net for April at that time. Like, I felt like she was a little nervous about being a single mom and a single woman, and Fizz was right there offering, you know, all kinds of friendship, support, whatever you want to call it. And I think that that was why she sort of fell into being with him in the first place. Because if things were different, Spirit saying she never would have dated him. Like, if she, say that she'd never met Omarion in her life, and she was in a great place in her life, and her and little Fizz just happened to run into each other somewhere, nothing would have ever came of it. It was just like he kind of benefited off of her being in a low vibrational place at that time, because he still hasn't out of his, said Spirit. But April feels like a part of that is choosing better people to surround herself with. Like, I'm gonna do better at becoming a more peaceful, centered person myself if the people that I, you know, I'm friends with, people I hang out with, people I date are like that, which is very true. But there is a little bit of a tendency here for her to assume that maybe she doesn't need to work on some things anymore. That could sort of be an issue down the road when it comes to this relationship. he actually wants to get married again. He wants more kids too. Does he only have the one? I should have looked that up. I didn't think kids were really gonna like come up, so that's why I didn't really look it up first or foremost, but pretty sure he only has the one older son with Idina Menzel, right? Because it is coming up that not only does he enjoy being around April's kids because they're young and it's like he gets to experience that age again, because it almost feels like he has this wistfulness or nostalgia of when my son was that age, I was, you know, so busy traveling, filming this, doing that, taking all these opportunities because I was at the place of a lot of growth in my career and I had to kind of capitalize off of it, which meant the compromise of not always being able to be home and enjoy, you know, those young years that are just so precious and go by so quick. And so it's like he lives a little bit vicariously through April's kids with that as well. And Spirit saying it put him even more in the mindset that he wants to build a family, he wants to be happy, and he's looking for his person to do that. And so far he's like, Taye Diggs is over the moon, fucking excited as hell, happy as hell to be with Apryl. Like, he feels like this is like the best time of his life. Like, it's not stressful. We have a good time. We laugh. We are lighthearted. You know, we can dress up and look incredible together on a red carpet and then be in the house just in our, you know, CVS outfits, like laughing up a storm, making fun out of literally nothing. And he really feels like he's not had that experience in any of his past relationships. And it's like, this is what I needed. This is what I was looking for. This is so new to me and it's so exciting. And it's exactly like what I didn't even know I was missing. So it is interesting that even though like the underlying cards were connected to her, all of the other cards that are out on the table are more coming from his perspective. So once this, you know, because keep in mind, they're still in the honeymoon phase right now where everything is fun, good, perfect, you know, and you haven't really gotten in too much fights or anything yet. When they come through that, I do see him maybe questioning a little bit the way that Apryl tends to handle certain situations, including when she's really upset and stressed about stuff. And Spirit saying it's not anything that's like make or break. It's just that it's a growing pain that they're going to have to get over and get past, where if Apryl feels stressed out, if she's being, you know, like, or she feels like people are pissing her off, or she's depressed, or something didn't work out, or she's anxious or worried, she kind of shuts down and wants to be quiet and doesn't want to talk about it. Whereas Taye is like, oh, let me tap dance on the kitchen counter so I can make you laugh. And to her, it's like, that's fucking annoying. Just leave me the hell alone because I'm not in a good mood. So I do see there being some conflict about how they handle, you know, sort of stress or conflict within their own lives, and it being a question or a worry of, is this something that could end up being a bigger issue down the road? Because Spirit said, like a lot of men that have been divorced and then stayed single for a long time, you know, before getting, you know, finding themselves ready to get married again, they are very contemplative and they really watch, you know, like the people that they date and how they handle adverse situations because they don't want to get divorced again. You know, it's like, I want to get married and find my person and stay with my person and build with them. And so he's in that mindset. So I feel like he might be a little too sensitive when it comes to stuff like that, because he can tend to take it overly serious and not understand that everybody has their own way of dealing with things and everybody has their own version of conflict resolution. It doesn't make one better than the other. It just means different personality types handle things different, and he's gonna have to learn a little bit more of that, more compromise. But he he wants to give her the world. I mean, he really, really is digging Apryl. That's crazy. And he actually feels like he called in his spirit guides and manifested her because she wants, you know, because he wanted somebody that was going to just be completely different and be that partner for him. So now let's see how Apryl feels, because sometimes one end of the partnership can be, you know, super into it, and then the other one's in a completely different direction. So, Spirit, how does Apryl feel about Taye Diggs? Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. How is Apryl feeling in regards to Taye Diggs? She actually was manifesting a different partner for herself too, and she kind of is wondering, is this real? Is this really the person I was trying to bring in for myself? Now, this is the thing that Spirit is saying. Apryl's naturally goofy and silly. We just didn't get to see a whole lot of that because, I mean, for most of us, our interactions with Apryl have been on Love and Hip Hop, which is all about, let's, you know, get everybody stressed the fuck out so they can fight with each other for the drama of it all. On Hollywood Unlocked, which was, you know, let's just get everybody stressed out for the drama of it all. We've only really seen her in kind of more adverse situations, or when she was getting online telling everybody to go shove it, you know, when she was drunk that one day. So we haven't really seen that side of her, but Spirit saying a lot of this goofiness was going on, you know, in her other relationships too. It's just that either the people that she was with like enjoyed it to an extent, or they sort of made her feel bad about it, because I feel like for whatever reason, like her and Omarion don't have the same type of sense of humor. So that was like a big issue between them, and Fizz played into it a little more, but like he wasn't as creative or as into it as her either. So she feels like, you know, she's met her match with him, that it's like, oh, wow, this guy can go like toe to toe with me, being silly and goofy and fun and just like having a good time. Now, this is the thing with Apryl. She's a lot more cautious than Taye is. She's liking him. She's enjoying everything. She may even be telling him, I love you back. But is she head over heels in love with him, seeing him as her husband? Not quite. But that's because Apryl's been through so much shit in relationships. She doesn't entirely believe that men in general, much less men in the industry, can be faithful, fully who they say they are, especially when it comes to, you know, who you do or don't sleep with. There's a lot of like past worry from past infidelities that makes her see men as more, you have to go overboard to prove yourself to me before I'm going to let my guard down and let you in. Or even maybe sometimes I'm just going to see you as this is what it is, and I'm going to get whatever I can out of it, like in the sake of Dr. Dre, right? You know, you hot money, I'm hot, we know what time it is. I also feel like he still keeps trying to get back in contact with her, because he actually is showing up as this Emperor with the Six of Pentacles behind it. He's trying to get her to come back in, and it's like, I'll be your sugar daddy. I'll do whatever, you know. I could take care of you, so to speak. But she knows that if she does that, it's going to break Taye Diggs' heart, and he won't forgive her for that. So I do feel it kind of being where that's going to be a little bit of her wake-up call, and she's going to have to decide, do I want to really just trust this and give this man a real solid chance? Or do I want to basically go back to the devil I know? Like, yeah, you're a piece of crap. You're going to cheat. You're going to do all this stuff. But there is the financial stability of you paying me to be there. And for whatever reason, you know, she feels like Dr. Dre would give her more financially than Taye Diggs can bring to the table, because Apryl is worried about providing for herself and her kids still too. This is the thing. I do see there being a split between her and Taye, him being really heartbroken, her sort of hanging around or hanging in this balance of what am I gonna do, because I don't see her choosing Dr. Dre. I see her breaking up with Taye Diggs while she decides what she's gonna do about the whole situation. She's gonna go back to Taye and they will end up getting married. So Apryl won't go back to Dr. Dre. I'm surprised. I actually see these two ending up married. And once she actually decides to give this man a real chance and start moving forwards with him in the sense of like, yes, we can get engaged, we can start, you know, after that, Spirit said she'll trust him. She just has to, like, it's like almost like I have to get that big commitment from you to see that you're really serious, and that's going to unlock something in me that makes me finally be like, okay, now I can really fall in love with you and trust you. So, did you guys think that was going to happen? I honestly kept thinking that they were like just hanging out or whatever, like, but then they just kept popping up everywhere, and I was like, wow, that's kind of weird. But I actually like them together, like I said, so I'm not surprised. I think that they'd have a dope ass marriage, you know, and I really think that they'd have some gorgeous babies, because I mean, Omarion's fine as hell too, and Apryl's gorgeous, so it's like, it's not a surprise that the first set of kids are gorgeous, but I think her and Taye Diggs would make some pretty babies too. So anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap that up. I love you all so much. Thank you for being patient with me. I am back now. If you want to join my Patreon or get on the waiting list to book a reading with me, that information along with my Instagram channel will be linked down below, along with my backup channel. Once we hit the 1,000 subscribers that YouTube requires, we will do live celebrity readings from that channel. So, and if you didn't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel and like this video and comment and let me know, what did you think of Apryl and Taye Diggs? So, all right, guys, see you again soon. Bye.